Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Today I have a grocery haul for you, an all Aldi grocery haul. We buy 99.9% of our groceries from Aldi. If there's something I can't find at Aldi, either I live without it, make it myself, or occasionally I will buy something from Amazon, and that's usually like some weird specialty ingredient like coconut flour or something like that. We generally, as a family, eat low carb because my husband and I have to for health reasons, but this is not going to be a strict low carb food haul. So if you are triggered by seeing non-keto or non-low carb food, then this may not be the video for you. But if you have a family and part of you eat low carb and part of you don't, then this is for you because that's us. My kids do eat lower carb than probably the average kid, but you know. We are a family of 7. I have 5 children, 13 down to almost 3, and we homeschool, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So my kids and I eat all of our meals at home. Like literally, we very, like maybe once a month eat out, and that's pushing it. And then my husband is a what's called 4x4 trucker, which means he is gone for 4 days and then home for 4 days. And when he is gone, he takes all of his food from home that he's going to eat for those 4 days. So that's reflective in the fact that there's not school lunches in this. There's not my husband going out for meals while he's out. Occasionally he will if it's one of those where he didn't pack enough or if, kind of emergency situations kind of thing. So, yeah, I think that's everything. Let's jump right on in. So first I was going to show you my meal plan. The way that I usually meal plan is I will write down at least 2 weeks worth of meals. Sometimes I go past that, and I'm glad I did because there's a couple of meals that I may have to mark off because they didn't have some of the ingredients that I needed. But I always try to do at least 2 weeks worth, and then every Friday we have pizza. Every Tuesday we do tacos or something Mexican, and then every Saturday we do a big meal, kind of traditionally what you would have on like Sunday afternoon, like whole roasted chickens, like pork loin, like something big like that. And the reason I do that is because then I don't cook on Sundays, so we just eat leftovers on Sundays. So that's why you're going to see several meals, and this time I just happened to have 15 meals that sounded good. Sorry for the scribbles, my toddler got a hold of this. So, like I said, there's 2 nights of having pizza, 2 nights of having something taco, Mexican related. The ones that have X's are ones that I will fix when my husband isn't home, more than likely, because like the burgers, I have frozen burger patties, but I only have 6 of them, so it's just enough for me and the kids. I think it's 6, maybe it was 8. I think it's 8. Broccoli chicken Alfredo. Chicken zucchini pesto casserole is something that I have made in the past and haven't in a while, and it sounded good. Breakfast for dinner is my kids' favorite meal ever. I have a pork loin in the freezer that I need to get used. It has just been kind of intimidating, so I've been staring at it for a while. So I was going to pull it out and thaw it and cut half of it and do pulled pork in the crock pot, and then the other half I am going to slice into chops and refreeze. I know you're not supposed to do that. You're not eating it, so don't worry about it. And one of those I'm going to do smothered pork chops and mashed potatoes. And yeah, I don't write down the vegetables that I'm going to serve with it. It's whatever vegetables I have on hand, and then what we get from the food pantry. I just supplement with that. And I guess I didn't say we go to the food pantry. Sorry. We have been going to the food pantry, and it is supplemental for our food. It is not going to get everything that we need, and I would not expect them to feed us completely. But it helps. So let's see here. The burgers was the night that my husband won't be here. This is not a favorite of my husband's. Breakfast for dinner is not a favorite of my husband's. And then soups is not a favorite of my husband's. And soups is just going to be, it's going to fall into that category of I'm just going to buy whatever I have or make whatever I have into a soup. That's generally how I make soups. A lot of times I do not go into it with a recipe. I just go into it with whatever I have on hand, and I just make something up. I love soup. Spaghetti and meatballs, barbecue meatballs, and I will explain why I have meatballs on there twice. Whole chicken and then chicken leg quarters. Those are the 2 Saturday meals. So let's jump into what I got to make those meals happen. I picked up egg life wraps. These are my husband and I's tortillas that we will use for tacos. You can use them to make lasagna. I've used them like wrap lunch meat up in them. Yeah, anything that you would use a tortilla or a wrap for, you can use those, and it's just a low carb option. This is something for my husband that he will take in his truck because it's something that's quick and easy that he can eat. I always pick up 4 packages of string cheese for the month, and that is all I am buying. 1 for each week of the month, and once we run out, that's it. I'm not buying more because my kids will gladly eat all of that very quickly. A thing of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's for a couple of those meals specifically. There's 2 things of plain Greek yogurt. That is mostly for me. That's my dessert option. I eat that with some sugar-free chocolate chips and peanut butter and, yeah, yum. It's kind of my ice cream alternative because I can't have ice cream. 2 things of cottage cheese. 2 things of sour cream. 4 of these Too Good yogurts, and those are for my husband to take in his truck for breakfasts, quick and easy ones. He does have a microwave in his truck, but he has to kind of like dig it out. So for breakfast, he really wants something quick and easy that he generally then he'll eat this kind of thing for breakfast, and then he will eat snacky things for lunch, and then he will take like leftovers of something, and that's what he'll eat for dinner. Picked up, we were out of cream cheese. My kids use these on bread and bagels that we get from the food bank, and then I use it in a lot of the times the soups, those kind of things. There are 4 of these goat cheese. This is kind of a splurge for us, but on Sundays for dinner we do charcuterie board type things, and so I pull these out, and when I serve them, we're talking like a sliver of each one is what my kids will get. So these will actually last us at least 2 weeks, probably longer than that. And this one is a seasonal one. We really liked the gingerbread. Last year they had a eggnog, and they had it again this year, and the kids did not like it. So, you know, if that's something you haven't tried yet, that's our opinion on it. There are 4 packages of honey smoked ham. These are almost predominantly for lunches. My kids eat this with some cheese and crackers and fresh veggies for lunch almost every day. I don't know how they can stand to eat the same thing every day, but they do. A thing of frozen Brussels sprouts. Those are almost solely for me and one of my kids because nobody else likes them. 2 bags of frozen blueberries for smoothies, breakfasts, pancakes. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I would use them for, but that's about it. I bought 10 pounds of ground turkey because I am going to make up meatballs. And what I do is I make up a big batch of meatballs, like 10 pounds of meatballs, and you bake them on sheet pans, put them in Ziploc baggies in the freezer, and then I have meals worth of meatballs that are already pre-made, and that makes for a really quick and easy meal. From there, you can turn them into meatball stroganoff, barbecue meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs, Swedish meatballs, anything that you want to do with them. And I just like being able to do that. The pork sausage, one of those I will probably add into that for flavor, and then the other one is for breakfast for dinner. There are 2 of these kielbasa. This is my backup meal. So there was nothing on my meal plan that had smoked sausage in it. This is my, oh gosh, I did not think of what I was going to make today, or mom doesn't feel good and I just need an easy meal. I will pull this out and do like cabbage and this and onions and just cook it all together and call it good. A whole lot of cheese. I shred all of our cheese by hand because it's actually not cheaper by weight, but pre-shredded cheese has a lot of extra ingredients in it that are, 1, higher, they raise the carb content, and 2, are just ingredients that I don't particularly like. So I shred all of our cheese by hand. I've got a nice little rotating cheese grater. Go check it out. It was one of my shorts. So there are 8 mozzarella, 8 sharp cheddar. So that's for like casserole pizzas and whatnot. Then the Colby Jack and the Pepper Jack are for the snacky lunches. I picked up one of these maple flavored pork sausage patties, and that's for breakfasts almost solely for me. Some of my kids will eat them as well. And they didn't have the boxes with the little links in them. That was one thing that they were out of that I normally pick up for my kids to have for breakfasts. And then 2 things of unsweetened original almond milk. This is what I use in cooking, and because it works just like regular old dairy. And then the kids will also use it in smoothies. So that is round 1 of the cold stuff, and I did that on purpose so I can put this away, and I'll be back with round 2. All right, round 2 is fresh fruits and veggies. It is a sad, sad day. I had to buy cherry tomatoes, but my kids love them, and obviously the growing season is done. Wah. There are 3 things of broccoli for different recipes. A big head of cabbage. I picked out like the biggest one they had. A thing of lettuce. 2 cucumbers. Once again, sad that those are not producing in the garden anymore. A bag of carrots. 2 things of zucchini, because I know I have the one zucchini casserole recipe, and then I was going to do spaghetti and meatballs. So I will do zoodles for definitely for me, possibly for my husband if he's home when we eat that one. There are 3 bags of baby carrots for the kids for snacky lunches. A thing of the small avocados. Fruits, there are 4 bunches of bananas, and some of them I will go ahead and peel and freeze for. I still have 2 kids that are occasionally eating smoothies. They're kind of just about over it because it's cold, and so they don't want smoothies as much anymore, but I can still use them for other things. And I also have kids that will eat frozen bananas. My kids are weird. A bag of Gala apples, a bag of pears, and a bag of little mandarin oranges, little mini mandarin oranges. All right, so that is round 2. I'll be right back. All right, last round is shelf-stable things. I think this is everything. I hope so. All right, this is a box of why I don't bring my husband to the grocery store with me normally. He loves these sparkling ice. These are, okay, Sparkling Ice is the brand name. Sparkling Frost is the brand, I don't remember. No, okay, Sparkling Frost is Aldi. Sparkling Ice is the brand name. So the Sparkling Ice were a little bit more expensive, and so he just picked out some of those that were his favorite flavors that Aldi does not have a knockoff of. So these are like $1 or 50 cents a piece, depending on if it's name brand or knockoff. This is something that it keeps him from buying soda. It keeps him from drinking soda, which he needs to stay away from for health. So, you know, these aren't great either, but I'm picking and choosing my battles. It's better than it used to be. This is for me. This was totally a splurge buy. Waterloo is a sparkling water brand, and it's cranberry. And one thing that I used to buy back before my blood sugars went AWOL, was a cranberry every year. Sprite or Sierra Mist, I think it was Sierra Mist, would come out with a cranberry flavor, and it was so good. So I'm hoping these are kind of scratch that itch because I miss those. But so that is my special treat. 2 things of flour tortillas for the kids for tacos, and then like we do cheese quesadillas for lunch quite often. Well, sometimes, you know, like a couple of times a week or once a week or so. Mini chocolate chips are for the kids for on pancakes or in pancakes, oatmeal, yogurt, those kind of things. And then I picked up this for myself. Usually I use these, and they're 9 grams of carbs for 1 tablespoon. This was only 7 grams for a tablespoon, and so I thought I would give those a try as something maybe slightly less sugar for my indulgent yogurt dessert stuff. I just don't even know that I use a tablespoon. So yeah, but I just thought those I'm gonna try them. I like chocolate. I picked up these paper plates. These are smaller. And so when on the occasion that we use paper plates, I wanted a smaller one for my little guys so that they weren't eating off of giant paper plates, which is all I have right now. A thing of avocado oil, which I use for cooking. Anywhere that you would use canola oil, we try to stay away from the seed oils. I use avocado oil. It's really expensive, so I use it sparingly. 2 things of cooking spray for, cooking spray. I picked up 2 of the big things of regular peanut butter and 2 of the regular things of crunchy peanut butter because my kids have eaten through the little stash that I had going of peanut butter. So I wanted to restock up on that. There's a thing of minced garlic for cooking with. Some Miracle Whip that is almost solely used for coleslaw. A thing of raisins because we were almost out. I picked up 3 of these snack turkey sticks. Sorry, toddler interruption. 3 packs of these turkey meat sticks. We use these for that charcuterie night. My husband will take some of these in his truck for his snacky lunches. A lot of times I will eat one of these and a hard-boiled egg and some other snacky stuff for Sunday morning because I wait and eat on the way to church. We have like a 30-minute drive to church, so a lot of times I'll just eat on the way to church. I picked up 4 of the pepperoni. Yeah, I know, that's a lot. I freeze these, and the reason why I picked up 4 is because these have been hit or miss on sometimes they have pepperoni and sometimes they don't. So when they have it, I go ahead and stock up a little bit. We will use these for pizza night. And then we also, a lot of times when we do cheese quesadillas, I will add in some pepperoni to them and make them kind of pizza quesadillas. These are for me. I picked up that thing of keto snack mix the other day, and it was really good, but I knew it was something that I needed to not eat a whole lot of, just because ingredients-wise it still wasn't great. So I sent it to work with my husband, but they had pecans in there that were, I think it was ranch flavored is what it was. And I have some ranch seasoning, and I thought, oh, I bet if I like toast these with some butter and some of that ranch seasoning, it would taste the same. So I'm going to try it, but either way, I'll eat pecans no problem because they're delicious. These are something that Aldi has not had in forever. It is something that I cannot eat a whole lot of because they aren't great. It's 10 grams. Let's see here. Minus fiber would be, wow, my brain can't work. 7 grams for 1/4 of a cup, which is a whole lot of carbs for just a little bit of stuff. That is something that I will mix with other nuts and just have a few of, or literally I will put like 5 of those on my plate with lunch and have as a sweet treat. I just learn to behave myself. I have some pretty amazing self-control. So, but they have not had them in forever, and they are good. If you don't have carb issues, get some. Okay, this is all snacky stuff for my husband to take to work with him. He had a fair bit of refrigerated things, like he takes like the little pouches of pickles and different things like that, but he needed some non-refrigerator snacks. So the keto coconut clusters he had picked up before and really liked. There are some chili lime cashews for him. Some of these keto cookies. These are also really good crumbled up on yogurt, and so sometimes I will snitch a couple of those as a, I can't do a whole lot of the fake sweeteners. They tear up my stomach, and they also just make me not feel good. So I try to generally avoid even the keto things, but a couple of those in my yogurt and I can do it. These are knockoff Atkins bars, and my husband really likes those. There's the caramel chocolate peanut butter, and then this one tastes like a almond Joy Scout nuts Mounds. I have to sing that song every time. Tastes like a Mounds. They also have one that has almonds in it that tastes like an Almond Joy. This was something that I saw and I was like, oh, I really wonder what the carb content on it is. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. For 1 piece is 3 carbs, so not horrible, not great either, but it's something that I don't think my kids have ever tried the Andes mints before, and so that's part of the reason why we picked them up. It was only $2, so I thought, hey, we'll try it and let the kids each try some, and then my husband absolutely loves them, and I just thought, hey, it's something if I need a sweet treat, I could have one of those and it would be okay. All right, there's a ridiculous amount of this jerky in particular. There are 2 for my husband to take to work with him. It will take him 2 weeks to eat through that. There is 1 for me to eat, and I baby this along because it is not super low carb either. But I eat like 2 pieces of it with some cheese and whatnot, so it's not as bad. Then my 3 oldest kids begged to buy their own bag. So they are each buying their own bag. It's like $3.99 or $4.99, I can't remember. So they will each be paying me back for those. And I told them, hey, it's your money. If you want to, go for it. My one son has been trying to talk me into letting him buy a whole thing of the little bars of chocolates. So, yeah, I figured I'm going to let them choose this. I will write their names on each one of them and then they can eat it at their leisure. So that is everything. Our total was $414. And that will last us at the very least 2 weeks. More than likely, this will be pushed out until for sure the end of November and probably good way into December. Usually we end up getting 3 weeks off of this. I might send my husband for a few like fresh fruits and veggies partway through the month, but that's where the food pantries, the one is a scheduled food pantry. You go when they're open. The other one, you get to pick what day of the month you want to go. They're open 2 days a week, but you get to pick. And so what I usually end up doing is I will go to the grocery store, and then when we're 3 weeks out is when I will choose to go to it. So it kind of gives us that little boost to get us to the next paycheck and grocery trip. So our budget is we try to spend between $400 and $600 a month. We definitely try to lean toward that $400 a month. But for a family of 7, even with the food pantry or even without the food pantry, that's pretty good. With it, it's still good. So, yeah, that's everything. I'm going to finish putting this away and then yeah, I need to go tell my kids they need to do chores because we went a whole lot of places this morning. We had several errands that we had to run. Chiropractor, the bank. We had to go to the library. We had to get plates transferred over from our old vehicle to our new vehicle. So we spent way too much money today. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, everything was needed. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.